Hello to you all. My name is Dr. Violet Makuku. I'm a Zimbabwean based in Ghana at the Association of African Universities, where I'm a workshops coordinator and a facilitator. I'm basically a quality assurance specialist. That's my PhD in higher education, but quality assurance is universal. I also am an academic reviewer. I review articles, I review abstracts. I'm also into external examination for master's dissertations and thesis for PhD. I do a lot more work in curriculum reviews and curriculum issues, curriculum design, and also reviewing of new programs that need to be accredited. So you may ask, why today am I just taking part into this aspect of Africa Digital Skills Conference 2022? Like I told you, I've been running a lot of workshops as the workshops coordinator at the Association of African Universities. And these workshops run from those which are in my specialist area to those which I'm not a specialist in. But because I've been attending them now and then many times in seminars and workshops, I now know a lot which I feel I can also share with others in entrepreneurship, in digital skills, and many other contemporary and key issues of the day. So if you are to visit my WhatsApp profile at any one moment, for example, you are going to realize that I send a post. I want to take an example of a time when I sent a post for this event. I just said to people, my key message today is that the teaching and learning of digital skills can no longer be left to a few. These skills are now a requirement, not only for those in the fields of ICT and internet services, but all of us because of the digitalization of our workspaces, instruments, homes, etc. In any case, we are all directly and indirectly learning and sharing digital skills through our daily work with the digitalized workspaces and gadgets we come into contact with all the time. So I am doing my part on this day. Do your little bit of good. It is those little bit of goods put together that overwhelm the world. Once again, I urge all of you to leave marks and not scars. So somebody will understand that, oh, this woman, surely I know her. Now she has justified why she needs to share and how she qualifies to share the knowledge and skills in this field where she is not necessarily a specialist. So what do we want to look at? Social media. We want to look at what the topic is saying, carving your social media profile, attracting followers, content construction for social media marketing, among other things. So that is what I'm going to focus on today. But which are the social media platforms that we can talk of? We can talk of blogs, we can talk of WhatsApp platforms, we can talk of Telegram, we can talk of Instagram. My children normally laugh at me. Sometimes I say Instagram, sometimes I say Instagram. You know what is correct? And the bottom line is we need to use those social media platforms. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, not really. So when you look at all these social media platforms, they present huge opportunities for everyone to showcase yourself. But if I look, for example, at something like LinkedIn, for me, it's one of the best professional, dignified, informative platforms that I've ever seen. You don't see anybody throwing foul language. You don't see anybody throwing things that are just unbecoming. People are busy with professional matters. Some are looking for people who want to occupy certain positions, that is jobs. Some are looking for the jobs, and together people meet there. Some are just getting pieces of advice. Some are creating a track record for themselves. Today, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to get a good job, make sure on all social media platforms, you are clean. You are a person who is showing dignity, integrity, because the employers no longer waste their time to go and look into your CV, then interview you. No, they rush to the social media platforms. So your shortlisting may depend on what they see about you on the social media platform. Imagine now I'm saying, I want to come to an international organization like the Association of African Universities, where I'm expected to be a diplomat. Who I am. And then I'm saying, I have this cape by my side. Here, I've posted something in foul language. I've posted these photos, which no one can look at because the photos are just not good. All those things will be considered very quickly and make people make informed decisions of roughly the kind of person who you are and the kind of capabilities which you have. So it helps them to quickly decide whether to shortlist you or not. So when we talk of social media platforms, we are talking about serious business. So let's look at LinkedIn, for example. What can you do in order to make sure that you are carving a social media presence? You are attracting followers, and you are creating content for social media marketing, because every day should be a self-marketing day. You may be employed today, but there are many other things you can do during your own time. For example, me right now, you can see I'm sharing and also making a presentation that I think is going to help many people as I'm sharing about social media presence, social media value, carving your niche there, and also the construction of content that can attract followers and how you can attract those followers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about serious business here, because one thing about social media platforms is that most of the things you post there, they become permanent. That's why I'm saying leave marks rather than scars, and all sorts of things that can be detrimental to your life. If we go to LinkedIn, most of the time you want to have an updated CV there. You know, we have a big photo space that is at the background, and we have a circle, which is a part of that, which can be found close by. So what you are supposed to do is then to make sure that it's catchy. You should make sure that it's catchy, so that when the people look at the background photo, which is rectangular like, they see already the kind of person you are. You can change it regularly, maybe weekly or monthly, but at least you can change it a fortnight, every fortnight. People will continue to see the different activities that you are engaged in. And then for me, I have a signature photo which I keep for my CV, for anything that I'm doing, for all the flyers throughout the world where I've done my engagements. I use my graduation photo for PhD and nothing else. I never change, because at a point anybody sees it, they know this is the woman, this is the person that we have known who did this event, who did that event, and they can continuously follow what you are doing. So that profile photo in a circle, I never changed it. I never change it. At one time, I remember somebody saying, "Oh, Doc, can you send us for this event your latest photo?" And I said, "No, this signature photo, I call it my signature photo. I always use it and it will remain. So that's what you can use because I need a track record." At one time too, I think it was a profile here at work, and somebody said to me, "Oh, Dr. Makuku, this time give us another photo. Look, everyone else is not wearing their graduation gown other than you. So please, let's..." I said, "No, this is my signature photo, and I know how valuable it is to keep it there and to keep it on all the flyers, the marketing materials, on the organizations that are engaging me, ESA, Pascal, and this one, and where I went to every event that I've ever done. I make sure my signature photo is there. So that one remains on my LinkedIn. And I'm very conscious about being present there and making sure I have an updated CV of whatever I'm doing, because it really helps for people who are looking for my services to convince them. In my CV, the way I write my CV for LinkedIn, it's quite funny. I don't know whether it's following any conventional thing, but I know how valuable it is. So I'm arranging with the latest event where I've been engaged as a guest of honor and keynote speaker. I put it there. What was the title of the event? What was the topic which I talked about? Where was the event? Was it virtual? Was it in Zambia? Was it in Tanzania? Where was it? And then I make sure it is there. I always update my CV. You need your full names. You know, some people are in the habit of giving themselves these other names which do not tally with their real names. Ladies and gentlemen, social media has become serious business, and we should attend to it with all due respect and making sure that we also take it as serious business. Even the conversations that we engage in, the way we respond to other people's posts, all those things are very important, and they talk a lot about our personality and what we are as which people can actually use us. Full names as they are supposed to be, with your title is also good. Your profile picture, I've talked about it. Good presentations. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to stress that it is one thing to have a LinkedIn account, to be on WhatsApp, to be on Telegram, or to be on any other social media platform, to be on Facebook. Right now, if you go to some people's Facebook, they last posted in 1993. They last posted in 2001. Some people will think you are even dead. There's nothing new there to show that you are still alive and kicking, and you are still practicing in your area and your field. Are you selling honey? If you started selling honey in 1990, up to now, we should follow you up, whether on LinkedIn or on Facebook, where you have rebranded, where you have changed the container of your honey, where you have now introduced some 50 milligrams of honey, yet you were selling 1 liter containers or 500 milligram containers. So all those things will help to build a track record, which will make sure that people will also build trust in you and your product or service. That is very, very key and important. All the latest events. So if you are to go to my LinkedIn account, you are going to realize that I post all the time. I'm posting. If I'm too busy, maybe it's a week or 2 weeks. But what I'll do is I'll come back with every event, with my photos and with a few sentences or a summary of the event which I participated in or which I took part in, my role, my topic, and what I was doing there, what else I learned from there, or what I also imparted to others. Those are the key issues people are looking at. So, ladies and gentlemen, we also need to use hashtags. What is it about? I'm a quality assurance specialist, and for any subject that I'm posting on LinkedIn or Facebook, I make sure that my hashtags indicate and reflect the subject of the day, indicate and reflect my specialist area and what I do. So hashtag higher and tertiary education, hashtag quality assurance, hashtag curricular review. For example, when I went to Namibia, you can check on my LinkedIn, it's there, reviewing curricula. When I did something regarding a conference on entrepreneurship in Tanzania, when I had my workshops on internal and external quality assurance, a symposium in Zanzibar, I put those hashtags so that people who are interested in knowing what I did in Tanzania, they will see it. And it also attracts the Tanzanites to come and check what is there, which she had hashtagged Tanzania for, Zanzibar for. So the hashtags are those keywords which people mostly use to make sure that they get what they are searching for. And when you have the hashtags, it becomes very easy for people to track your work or to track anything that you have done which is relevant to what they will be looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the things that we can do, for example, when I see that I don't have time in the next 2 weeks, I make sure I can grab a minute or 2 or 5 minutes to quickly go down the notifications on LinkedIn. I check those who are celebrating a birthday. I click, and it's an automatic message. So I can easily do that because I'm not generating any message there. I go again to say congratulatory messages for those who have been promoted, who have started. My presence still get filled. My presence will get filled. I go and like and make a short comment on other people's posts. And when those posts go, they go with me, they go with my name. Somebody will meet me there on somebody's post. And so we start also having followers. I like somebody's post. I comment on it. More people like what I'm saying. They also comment on it. And together now we are a community of practice. So people will now follow me. I will also follow them. And now I continue to grow my number of followers from 1,000 maybe to 3,000 to 6,000. I know one lady, Bridget, who reached 1 million followers. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine? What did she do? Relevance is important, but mostly, let me put it under content creation. So, under content creation, what is it that you need to do? You need to be relevant. Look at trending issues. Look at contemporary issues. Look at issues that matter in the workplace. Of people made followers because everybody was so curious and anxious about the COVID-19 pandemic and how it was playing in people's lives. And so you see everybody else hashtag the COVID-19. Now they are hashtagging post-COVID-19 because people are now looking for solutions for the post-COVID-19. What are the solutions to the challenges which have been created by the COVID-19 pandemic in different fields? Is it in gender? Is it in higher and tertiary education? Is it in the medical field? Where do you work? Is it in the workplace? All those are issues. How did we change our work experience? How do we change our work practices? We are at home. Maybe some of us are still working from home. So what have we done which can help us? You want people to know that you are alive and kicking. So the dates when you are engaging, you have recent posts. It's also very important. Decent interaction, I've talked about it. It's very, very important. Share valuable information which people can like, which people can comment. Ignite genuine debate on contemporary and key issues of life. People want to hear different opinions, and some people learn every day about issues which trouble them. Sometimes we even undermine the work that we are posting there, what we are doing there, but somebody is benefiting from it. So like and comment sensible subjects. Don't drag yourselves into mud. Let's go to Facebook. The same on Facebook. For me, I've also learned that I do less of social life. Social life, unless I'm talking about health, education, exercising, relationships, that we need to keep them, we need to build them. You will find everybody who will like that. Someone is struggling with an uncle, someone is struggling with an aunt, and so you post about a challenge which you had with a friend and how you amicably resolved your issues. Can't you see that you become a darling of everybody? People now want to say, oh, no, I need to like this because it is solving an issue which I've struggled with for a long time. Again, you are attracting followers. On Facebook, you also need to add new friends, to connect with new friends, to also post some short videos. At least that's one thing I want to talk to you about. These days, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, any other social media platform, people are overwhelmed with information, things to read, things to listen to, things to watch, Netflix, YouTube, what have you. So if it is, for example, on YouTube or on Facebook, you really need to post short videos, but the videos should be catchy. The videos should be to the point and making sure that you are pushing the important point that there is for people to learn. You will realize that many more people will start looking for your short videos and what you are doing there. TikTok, ladies and gentlemen, what is there? Me, I'm into higher and tertiary education, and I'm thinking higher and tertiary education, primary schools, secondary schools, medical schools, agricultural institutions, and everybody else. Let's not waste TikTok time. Let's not waste our time on TikTok just cracking jokes. Do a short TikTok video of something relevant. Do a short TikTok video every day, like you release 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It shouldn't be too long because people will be overwhelmed. And also, some people do not have money, but they still want to watch. Money for data, it's something else. In some countries, data is very expensive, such that Even if they want to watch your videos, how many of them will they watch? If it is 20 minutes long, if it is 1 hour long, it becomes a challenge for them. So I advise that we need to have very short videos, but videos which are worthwhile, with a lot of good and constructive knowledge and information. Again, our dressing there, how is it like? Our comments there, our posts there, what are we talking about? Let's talk about the services that we offer. Let's talk about our specialist areas. Let's talk about our achievements. Let's talk about knowledge and skills that we can impart to others so that they can use them. Let's talk about solutions to problems. Let's talk about inventions. Let's talk about creativity and innovation. Let's talk about this educative drama and art, this educative song, even songwriters. Let's push there things that can benefit everyone, things that are good for everybody. When we are criticizing, let's do constructive criticism, because when it backfires on you, sometimes I go to Twitter and I'm kind of like, this world has become crazy. The language that is being sent there, the issues that are being posted about there, sometimes you say, are we still human beings, or we have turned ourselves into animals? You find young girls, sometimes young boys, sometimes elderly men and women pushing on TikTok or Twitter some materials which you would say, were they drunk? If they lost their mind, what is happening with them? But let's not forget that we are still living in communities where people know us. So when people see you, what are they going to say about you? What are they going to do to you? In the end, are you not going to commit suicide? Because this recording now has gone viral and it's in bad taste. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we know on Twitter, I mostly see people, this one has blocked me. This one has blocked me. Why are you being blocked? You don't even bother to ask. So it's a challenge. Again, when I look at Twitter, I'm saying to you, we can have a thread 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But are people patient enough to go through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of your thread? One thing then I'm saying about social media is that our summarizing skills are being called for. We should have good summarizing skills so that our posts are short and precise, as well as to the point. Once we do that, even those people in countries where data is expensive, they can still afford to follow us. On YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, the titles and headings that we also use will guide people. They should be catchy and straight to the point. They shouldn't be too long, because the longer they are, the more they confuse people on what your focus is on. What subject are you really addressing? So let's make sure also we have appropriate headings and subheadings. In some cases, for example, on LinkedIn, we also need to use a lot of headings, subheadings, and paragraphing. Why do we need headings? Why do we need paragraphs? We need them in order to separate the ideas, but making sure that there's a smooth flow of everything that we are doing. That is very, very important. It is my sincere hope that we will continue to use these social media platforms in a constructive way, because that is the world we are in. In some cases, we can't even block our children from going to those platforms. So let's think about the children. Let's think about the impact that these platforms and the content, photographs which we throw there, will mean to our children or even adults. Sometimes you go on Twitter, you go on another social media platform, and you find that people have thrown in there a mutilated human body full of blood. Some people cannot stand that. They can actually collapse and be taken to hospitals and can be admitted for a long time. So we also need to be empathetic. We need to be sensitive when we post information there. We need to be considerate. We need to carry our integrity there. Some people post about snakes. Some people post about horrendous photos of things that are really scary. I think it is better to warn people if they will take time to first download a video, download photos before they see them. But if there's no opportunity for that, by all means, let's think of other people as we do the posts. I want to talk about blogging. Blogging is something which is very good, but there's a time when blogs were very, very popular. I don't know about now. But you see, if you have a blog site and you continue to blog on the same subject, for example, I'm into quality assurance, and all the time I continue to blog about quality assurance, and it's also a huge and broad area. Amongst the things which are there are quality management systems, quality assurance personnel. We look at the ISOs, we look at the other tools and instruments for quality assurance, we look at qualifications, we look at qualifications frameworks, we look at accreditation, we look at standards, we look at standards associations and what they I also blog about events elsewhere. I blog about the knowledge and skills so that at the end of the day, I continue to build more people as followers because they see consistency and they learn a lot from this area of my blogging. So that's how you can also attract a lot of followers. So consistency is very, very key in terms of social media presence, in terms of what your attention is on, and you find you continue to build a community of practice before you realize it. You are imparting some knowledge and skills to them, but they are also learning from you. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, let me stop here. Once again, my name is Dr. Violet Makuku of the Association of African Universities. I'm a quality assurance specialist. I'm originally from Zimbabwe. But I can also do project reviews. I'm also into academic reviews in general. I'm a curriculum specialist. I'm an external examiner for dissertations and theses for masters and PhDs. I also review journal articles. So I do lots of workshops because I find it as a platform to share the knowledge and skills that I have, because if you keep these things to yourself and you don't impart them to others, it's meaningless. What is meaningful is impact. If we look at what I'm doing today, I know one or two people are going to benefit from what I've given you within this time. So till we meet again in other events, take care and continue to think of these key issues: consistency, presence, content creation with empathy and sympathy, your integrity, and that employers look at the social media platforms before they decide to recruit you or even to shortlist you. Which platforms are you in? What are you doing? Like and comment other people's posts and make sure that this way you grow your followers. There are a lot of things, but I just gave you a summary of what you could do. Remember, to make sure that you upgrade your CV and its presence is there. The activities, where you have done them, how you did them, what was the event, the topics, what did you do, what was your role, what else can you do? Yes, those are the kind of things we can do. Be relevant, be genuine. Use this for marketing yourself, marketing the services you can offer, marketing your products. And at the end of the day, people will have confidence in you. People will build trust in you. And we are saying, let's continue to build bridges and break the silos. Let's leave marks and not scars through our impactful work with humanity. I thank you. Bye-bye.